Is this how you walk when you're using your cane?
Uh-huh.
You're just holding it up in the air. Walk down that way.
Really? Like that?
Do both legs give out, or is it usually one?
Usually one. Well, no. Hold on, I'll tell you. As my mom said, you can't walk on top. Woo, doggies.
Come back this way, Alicia.
Yeehaw.
That's really toxic. It's not necessarily weakness, it's the toxic.
Alright, Candy. I'm leaving it in your very well capable hands. Bye, Miss Horn.
Next one. You're cheating on me. You ready to give up? You haven't even made it back yet.
Yeah. As the nurse would tell me. The nurse would say, oh my goodness, you just cheating and carrying the thing. Like, I told you I'll just walk better without it.
So, which leg you think is the one that gives out?
Sometimes that one, but then sometimes this one drags him like a lot.
So the trouble with using the cane is that you sort of have trouble with both sides. Let's see, lift this one up again for me. How about this one? Good. Your strength is good, even after walking. But when you walk, you're kind of unsteady.
Mm-hmm.
All of your muscles kind of move a little bit. And that balance, the cane may not be enough to keep your balance as steady.
So I need to walk.
I would. That way too, regardless of which side gives out, you'll have support. The cane really only helps if you have it on the strong side.
Right.
But you don't necessarily have a strong side because both give out.
Right.
So sometimes they're both fine and you may not need it at all. But you can't predict which one is going to be the one that gives you the problem. And that's why the walker is better. Because regardless of which side, you have support to hold on to.
Right.
Is it a rolling walker too?
It's the one with it's 4. Dad had bought me in the beginning. He had bought me one with 3, and then I didn't use it. And he was like, "Why are you not using it?" And I was like, I don't want a walker." I said, "This ain't working. I feel like I'm gonna fall."
Does it have a seat on it?
The new one does.
Yeah, that's the other reason it's nice, because that way if you get tired,
Right.
you can sit.
Right.
Just make sure you lock it.
Yeah.
Before you try and sit down, because it could move away from you. So let's retry with some of that vision therapy. Let's see if we can get it for you.
Okay.
Because I think that'll help a lot with your walking as well, because your strength is pretty good. But some of it is just your ability to see and tripping over things because of how far it is.
Okay.
I'm going to get them, because I don't get the eye records because it's not in the hospital. I'm going to get you to sign a paper so they can send it to me. And
Okay.
then I can see how you did on your last set of tests and see how everything is.
Okay. Okay.
And then the other thing is before you come back again, let's get new pictures. Let's get the MRIs again.
Good take
Your favorite part.
So
That way we can see how the inside's been doing.
both on the brain and the spine. Okay.
We'll probably do them separate so that the spine pictures are real clear. So I'll probably do the brain one day and the spine a different day. That way you don't move too much in the machine.
Okay.
But that way
I usually move too much.
Sometimes. Not you, everybody. But they'll be clear if we don't do them together.
Sorry.
So that way we can tell, especially with you feeling like you're not doing quite as well as you want to, if the Tepfidera is still working as well. Because you're not having new symptoms, but we could see if the MRIs were as stable as they were before, or if there's been new stuff.
Okay.
So we'll get back together after you have the MRIs and we'll look at them and see how the therapy worked and then go from there.
Okay.
So the last thing, I'm going to have the nurses draw blood for the Tepfidera and also for the MRIs. So we'll check all your blood counts, make sure your liver and kidneys are good, all that stuff for you.
All right.
Last ones were fine, so I'm not worried about it, but we'll check them again. Are you out of any medicines you've been taking? Do you take anything day to day besides the Tepfidera?
No.
Okay. schedule. And if family wants to talk, like after watching stuff or have any questions, just tell them to call me.
I will.
Because we can always set up a time to talk apart from your visits. Sometimes it's hard to get off work to get up here. Did you drive today? You don't want that on camera?
Oh, no, I don't drive at all.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad thing.
And everybody at church, when you gonna drive us? Whenever I run.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not to say that you couldn't, but because it's unpredictable when your legs are going to be doing really well and when they're not. More so, I think your reaction time, because you notice when you're moving around, it's hard to move quickly. Your reaction time driving would probably be a little bit slower than we would want it to be. So not necessarily that you'd be unsafe, but because other drivers are so unpredictable, you may not be able to react fast enough if somebody else does something they shouldn't do.
Okay.
So it's not so much that I don't trust you as I don't